here going to show us registration code on Android. Yeah, so this code has the login session. It has the main Java session. It has the home session. Then also it has you go to any other page from the home and maybe briefly let's see. Also we have a database. So over here is the code for the database. Here we are having the class, the database class. It is sqlLite, and then these are what will be registered. The database name is register DB, and then the IDs, the names. Then right here we have the SQL for the database. We create a database name, and then the ID is the primary key, and that's auto increment. Then we have the first name text, the last name text, the password text, the email, and the phone, right? And then here we, in case the database is already there, we drop it, and if it is the database name, if it is already there, we drop it, and then we create another one. So this is the code for the database. Then we have the code for the main Java activity, but the XML for the main is here, where we have the register. Here we have the registers, the heading. Here we have the first name, last name, password, the email, the phone number, and the submit button. And then down there we also have, in case you already have an account here, you already have an account, you've already logged in, just click on the login on this button, then it will take you to the login button. So here the main Java activity code, it is here where here the main the public main class. Then we call the database. You can see it here, the helper and the database. Then we have the button, which is submit. We only have one button. Then we have the text views, these ones. Then we have this is the editing text. Then here this is the text view for the button, the one that we click on it, and then it takes you to login directly. So here we are having a boolean, and which is checking all the fields. You have to validate the fields to see that every field is checked, and then here we declare them. The database declared, the buttons, the other text, edit texts, and text view, they are all declared. Then now on the button, we give it an on-click listener, and the button submit, give it an on-click listener, and it first checks for the fields. Then we give it an intent, whereby if all fields are checked and something is in those fields, then create an intent which takes us from the main activity to the login class. Then we start the intent. Then here it's where we are declaring the variables in the database to see if we have registered them. And then you get a notification, you get a toast that you have successfully been registered. So here we also will give it an on-click listener. This other button, which is the text view, we'll give it an on-click listener, and we'll give it also an intent. When you click it, then it will take you from the main to the login class. Then this code here is for checking the fields that are required. So I have if text file full name, first name dot length equals to 0, equals to 0, text it gives you an error. This field is required. That is in case you don't put anything in the field, then it will throw an error. And then we go to another if, the same, the other if, and the other if. Then we return it true if all have been filled. Then we return, and we have a return of true. Then here we are checking if our data is corresponding with the columns in the database. So that is it here, and the code works fine. Then from here we are going to the login part. This is the XML for the login, and here we have the welcome to SGM portal, and then we provide with the email, and then you provide with your password. Then you'll be able to log in with the button which is there, and the button is called the BTN login. Then from there it will be taking you to the home. Let's see the Java for the login. It's here, and we of course import the database, and then we have the button, one button there. Then we have the text, edit text, that is for the email and the password. Then we have the cursor, this one is from the database. We also check the fields are all checked. Then initially it is false until we return it to true. Then here we give it an on create instance, and so we create we have the database here, we have the button here, we have the text views here. Then we give the button an on-click listener like that. Then we check the fields if they are all there, and then we now here we pull the strings. Then now right down here we have a cursor which is equal to database dot raw query. Now we are going to select from our database, from the select all from database helper, co-calculate it with the database name, where the database helper column 5 plus is equal, and database helper column 4 plus is equal, then new string which will be email and password. If you remember on our main.java, when we go back to the main.java, we have columns rather in the database. In the database here we have columns, and column 1 is an ID, column 2 is the first name, column 3 is the last name, column 4 is the password, column 5 is the email. Now here in our login, login.java, now this is what we are calling. We are calling column 5 and column 4, which is column 5 is for the password, for the email, then column 4 is for the password. So if you registered the wrong password, then you will not enter. If you registered the wrong email, then you will not enter. So here we're saying if the cursor is null, if cursor dot get count is equal to 0, then move to next. Then you make a toast, and at that time your if all is not checked, then we can't move. So in other words, you have to make sure there is something that you have filled in there. And so we make an intent, then login, which is this activity. Then we move to the home, at the home class. Then else we toast an error. Then this is our code for checking that the fields required, then we return them to true. So that is the login part. Then when we go to the main, this is the Java code for the main, but let's see the main. The home XML. Home XML is here, and in this home XML we have welcome to SGM portal as our heading. Then we have a text view, kindly choose a course. Then we have the list view here. So even as you see in the design course, we have the list view. So here is where we are listing what we are going to run in on that home page. So when we come here in the Java code, then we are going to in the Java class we are going to instantiate the list view, which we have in the main activity, in the home activity. Then we give an on create instance. Then the list view, this is the ID list view. Then we find view by the ID list view. Then now we make an array string, which is giving us a new array list. And then the array list dot add faculty of science, array list dot add faculty of education, then faculty of business. And now here we have array adapter, giving you a new array adapter, and then we give it a layout, which is simple expandable list view 1. And then we pull back the list view that set to adapter that we have just created up here. So the list view is set on list view dot set on item click listener. Give it an item click listener, and then so we are saying that we have the public void on click adapter view, and then view, and we give it a position, an int position. Then here we're saying string selected component equals to an array list, and then we get the position of that array list. So then here we say we toast it, make text. Then from this home we say I have chosen a selected component, then toast.bring, which is show. So we are saying that if the selected component dot equals faculty of science intent, you run an intent, and the new intent is get application content, thus taking us to science.class. So we are moving from the home, because we have selected that specific array, which is now taking us to another class, and that is the science class. Then we start the intent. I say if else the selected component equals to faculty of education, then the intent 1, the first one was just intent, now this intent 1 equals to new, then we get the application content, that is education.class. So it takes us also to another activity. Then if else the selected component equals faculty of business, then the intent 2 takes us to business dot class, and you start intent 2. Else you say that intent 3 will be home dot class. In other words, we don't move from the home class, we stay in the home class. Now let's see what happens in these other classes, the science, education, and business class. We shall begin with the XML. For the science is here, XML, and in here we are having welcome to faculty of science as a heading. Then we have a spinner. We have the spinner, the class spinner and the div spinner. Now here these spinners are inherited. Spinner 1 is inherited to spinner 2 is inherited from spinner 1. So spinner 2 is a child of spinner 1. So here we have our spinners, they have been declared, and that one takes us to our strings. Here in the values, when you have the strings, then we have our classes. Now here we have the class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. These are the parents. Then we have the child of class 1 as div 1a, div 1b, div 1c, div 1d. Then we have the child for class 2 as div 2a, div 2b, div 2c, div 2d, like that even up to div 4. So that is the string that is in the values, and we can close it, don't need it anymore. So this is the science. Now when we see the code for the science, Java code, then we are going to see that the public class extends, and then we have the spinner class, then the div spinner. This is class spinner and the div spinner, just as I've just shown you in the XML a seconds ago. Then here we have the string selected class, then selected div. When you select a class, it will correspond to the respective div. And here we're having an onCreate, and then we instantiate it, class spinner. We give it to, we find the find view by ID, and it is class spinner, which is in the XML. Div spinner, we also find view by ID, which is also in the XML. And I was saying that class spinner dot set on item selected listener. So we give it we say that the new adapter view dot item selected listener, override it. Then we are getting the on selected adapter view parent view into the position. Then give it long ID. So string selected class equals parent dot get item position dot to string. So we switch the selected class, case 1, class 1 div spinner dot set adapter to new array adapter. Then this is science dot this, because here we are in the science part. Then we give it we find the layout as a spinner drop down item, then get resources dot get string array, and then it will be on class 1. So case 2 is the same, but now here we are going to change to class 2. Then class 3 the same code, which is in the science class, and then we give it class 3. Just do that, and then we run it. Then here we are having the spinner, initially it was hidden, the div was hidden, but now here we are giving it visibility. So when you click up, then this one comes up directly. You get it? And then so now here we have the div spinner dot set item select listener, and then you see the parent here. Then give it a position, then selected div equals to the parent, got its string, and then we get a toast. The toast will be on this science class, and then selected class, selected div, all of them, they come will be a toast that you have selected this, you have selected this. So that is for the science. We don't need this anymore. I just close it with this. Don't need the database. We have talked about the main, the login. So the business, we have also the XML. It is not much different from the Faculty of Science. So this is Faculty of Business. Here I'm just copying, pasting the code, and then just changing, because it's all doing the same. We want when someone is on the business part, can still move the same way like the one on the science part, though the information is different. So these are the spinners, the main, a class spinner, and then the div spinner. Then when you go to the business code, it is all the same with the first code. Yes, so that is it. So give it a case. I use switches here, then make a toast. So that is it. I think we can run. I'm going to use a phone as an emulator, physical phone. However, I'm going to be using Visor. Yes, I'm going to be using Visor. So now here when I run, the Gradle is building and installing. Okay. Boom. Here it comes. So this is our application. Now here we can register. Here we can register, and let's say Kato. I'm on. Then the password 123456. Then here we shall say Kato at gmail.com. Then give a phone number. Alright, so here when you submit, it will come directly. I've successfully registered. Now it takes you to the login part where you're supposed to log in. Now our email, we said it's kato at gmail.com. Then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you log in here, and it brings you to welcome to SGM Photo. Kindly choose a course. So when you choose, let's say, Faculty of Science, then you have another page, welcome to Faculty of Science. Then you have another class, the spinner, and you select class 2, then the div will change directly. Then you have the toast here also. So that is how far. When you come back and you choose education, it's the same, change. So what I'm remaining with is to change these classes, giving them different items, different items as the courses are being taught. Yes, so that is it. That's what I could manage to do so far, and that's the code. You can go through it. Yeah, I think maybe up here I forgot there are validations. So if let's say you have not put let's say you have not put anything here and you try to log in, you say no, this field is required. So you put there something at gmail.com, and let's say here is nothing, and you try to say no, this field is required. So you must put something there, then you log in. That's how you can do it. So thank you so much. Hope the code is good for you. You can pause it, you can rerun it, and you will be blessed. The code is also on GitHub. You can find it there. We'll leave the link